to discuss about astable multivibrator. Already we know that here name itself indicates astable multivibrator. Here in this circuit there is no stable state outputs. Both output states are semi-stable outputs only. And this astable multivibrator also called free running square wave oscillator. Two states are semi-stable states, also called free running square wave oscillator. So this is the design details of circuit description of astable multivibrator circuit. Here RC, R2, C1, here also R1, C1, T2 and T1. By observing the circuit, it is symmetric circuit. If R1 is equal to R2 and C1 is equal to C2, the circuit configuration is a symmetric configuration. That means when we switch on the circuit, we cannot say which transistor enter into on. But depending upon the same bistable multivibrator concept, suppose T2 transistor HFE greater than T1 transistor HFE, then initially T2 enter into on. That is our assumption only. T1 off. Depending upon HFE values, I am assuming that, let us assume T2 transistor on, T1 transistor off. This is our assumption. Because due to the symmetric nature, we cannot say which transistor enter into on initially. But depending upon the HFE, suppose T2 transistor HFE greater than T1 transistor, then there may be chance T2 enter into on. Then coming to the voltage levels, so these are the four voltage levels: VC2, VC1, VB2 and VB1. Here VC2 is the 0.3 volts. Why? Because T2 transistor on, its collector voltage is 0.3 volts. Similarly, corresponding base voltage, T2 transistor on, its base voltage 0.7 volts. Coming to the T1 transistor off, its collector voltage is VCC and its base voltage is some negative. Observe here, this is the VC1, T1 transistor off. Its base voltage is equal to 10 volts. T1 is base volt, collector voltage 10 volts, VCC is equal to 10. Then coming to the VB1 base voltage, previously it is in on, so that previous value is 0.7 volt. Now it is suddenly drops to, this drop is VCC minus VCE saturation. From where VB1 minus VCC minus VCE saturation. Now coming to the capacitor voltages. Previously this capacitor charged to approximately around, here it is VCC minus 9.3. If VCC is equal to 10 volt, around voltage is 9.3. Now the capacitor, when T2 on, capacitor slowly discharges. Capacitor slowly discharges. What is the path? Path is R1, C1 and T2 transistor on. Now this coupling R1, C1 is connected to the base of T1 transistor. Observe here, here the capacitor discharges, here the voltage also discharges. Slowly discharges. It will be 0 when it will cross the V gamma. This is the V gamma. When it crosses the V gamma, immediately T1 transistor enter into on. Whenever T1 transistor on, its collector voltage 0.3 volt. Okay. First of all, it discharges. After discharging 0, now it will charges with reverse polarity. This is plus, this is minus. After 0, again it will charge to VCC, R1, C1 towards VCC. Now this is connected to the base of T1 transistor. This voltage increases means this voltage also increases. When the base of T1 transistor reaches some V gamma value, then T1 enter into on. When T1 enter into on, its collector voltage, previously it is a VCC, now it comes down to VCE saturation. That reduced voltage is applied to the base of T2 transistor, T2 enter into on. Okay. Now previously it is charged to, now this capacitor, while this one discharging, this will charge to 9.3 volts. Now this voltage across is 0.7. Here is 9.3 volts. Because the charging time constant is RC into C2. Charging, this is the charging, RC into C2. Whereas discharging, this is the discharge. Whenever T1 on, now the capacitor, C2 capacitor discharges. Initially it is 9.3. After completely discharging 9.3, again it will charge us with opposite polarity. Coming here, its VB2 suddenly drops to this voltage is VCC minus VCE saturation. Now R2C2, now this capacitor discharges slowly towards 0, discharge. Then when it will reaches 0, then polarity changes. Again it will, when it reaches the cut-in voltage V gamma, then again T2 enter into now this one is time interval T2 time interval, and this one is T1 time interval. When T2 on, its base voltage 0.7. Now immediately, here off means it is VCC. Then after that, come down to 0.3. When it is on, again it will enter into off, and again it will come down to negative. Okay, this is the operation of simple operation of unstable multivibrator circuit. In this circuit, two stable states are semi-stable states. Once we switch on the circuit, we cannot say which transistor enter into on, which transistor enter into off. Let us assume that depending upon HFI, I am assuming T2 transistor on, T1 transistor off. Then indicate the voltage levels. T2 on, base volt, collector voltage 0.3, base voltage 0.7. Similarly, T1 off, its collector voltage VCC and base voltage somewhat negative. Now what happens means, whenever T2 on, now this capacitor discharges, C1 capacitor discharges. Previously it is 9.3, discharges through path R1 C1. So this is the time R1 C1. Previously tau is equal to R1 C. Slowly discharges. After discharging 0, then again it will charges with the opposite polarity, plus here minus. When the voltage across capacitor increases, is nothing but VB1 also increases. When it will reaches the V gamma, then T1 transistor enter into on. That is the procedure here. Again this one is here. T1 transistor enter into on. When T1 transistor on, immediately T2 transistor off. Okay. This is the T2 transistor off. Now the total time interval is, this is T2 and again this is T2. So total time interval, total time period capital T is equal to T1 plus T. If it is symmetrical, if R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R, C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C, then it will generate a symmetrical square wave. Symmetrical square wave. Observe the collector waveforms, it is a square waves. It is a square wave. So it is a free running oscillator. Why it is free running means, without applying any external trigger signal, the circuit itself changes the states depending upon the RC time constant in the circuit, R1 C1 one time interval and another time R2 C2. Depending upon these two time intervals, the circuit itself changes from one stable state, one semi-stable state to another semi-stable state. Right? and already we know this is charging, one capacitor is discharging and another one is charging. If the charging time is RC, C2 is the charging time, discharging time R2, C2. Here also charging time RC, C1, discharging time R1, C1 through T2 transistor. Now again we have to derive the expression for total time period. Of total time period. Derivation of total time period capital T. Okay, consider VB2 waveform. Initially it is 0.3 volts, T2R, suddenly it drops to VCC minus VCE saturation. Then it will slowly increase, then again it will come down. Now this is tau is equal to R1 C. Okay, already we know that a circuit having single time constant with initial and final values. This is a V final. V final is equal to VCC. Now this V initial is equal to VB saturation minus VCC minus VCE saturation. So that is equal to 0.7 minus VCC plus 0. So V initial is equal to 1 minus VCC. That a circuit having single time constant with initial and final values, V naught is equal to V final plus V initial minus V final into minus T by tau. Here tau is equal to R1 C1. Now here V final VCC, V initial 1 minus VCC. Then substitute, then V naught is equal to VCC plus V initial 1 minus VCC minus V final e power minus T1 by T by R1 C1. At T is equal to capital T1, V naught is equal to V gamma. Then substitute V gamma, again V gamma is equal to 0.5. Then directly substitute 0.5 is equal to VCC plus 1 minus 2 VCC e power minus T1 by R1 C1. Then again simplify here, 0.5 minus VCC is equal to 1 minus 2 VCC e power minus T1 by R1 C1. Then this one is e power T1 by R1 C1 is equal to, take 2 common, 0.5 minus VCC by 0.5 minus VCC. These two get cancelled, and finally T1 is equal to R1 C1 ln 2, that is equal to 0.693 R1 C1 T1. So T1 is equal to 0.693 R1. Similarly you can easily prove T2 is equal to same 0.693 R2 C2. For symmetrical square wave, T1 is equal to T2 R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R, C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C. Then total time is equal to total time period is equal to T1 plus T2, that is equal to 1.38 R into C, where T is equal to time period. Then once you know the time period, frequency of oscillation is equal to 1 by capital T, that is equal to 1 by 1.38 Rc. This is for symmetrical square wave. This is time period. Symmetrical square wave time period, T is equal to 1.38 Rc, and frequency of oscillation is equal to 1 by 1.38 Rc. That means frequency of oscillation mainly depends on Rc components only, R and C components only. Frequency of oscillation mainly depends upon resistor and capacitor values only. This is for symmetrical square wave. For unsymmetrical, T1 not equal to T2, so that capital T is equal to 0.69 R1 C1 plus 0.69 R2 C2, where T is the time period. Once again the derivation is, consider the base waveforms, either VB2 or VB1 waveform. This is the base waveform. Initially it is T2 transistor on, its voltage is 0.7 volt. Then again after T1 time interval or T2 time interval, this will be changed because T1 enter into on. During this interval T1 on, T2 off. When T2 enter into off, immediately its base voltage negative, and negative voltage is 1 minus VCC. If it is a 10 volt, here around the value is minus 9 volt. Minus 9 volt appear at the base of T2. T2 immediately enter into off. Now capacitor C1 discharges through transistor. The time constant is R1 and C1. Then slowly discharge, and again when it reaches the 0, again it will charge with reverse. Up to this one discharge 0, then after 0 again it will charges with reverse polarity. When it will reaches the V gamma 0.5 volts, immediately again T2 enter into state. Okay, once you know the V final and V initial values, then substitute here. And finally you get T1 is equal to 0.693 into R1 C1. Similarly T2 is equal to 0.693 R2 C2. For symmetrical square wave, that is the condition. And finally capital T is equal to time period 1.38 Rc. Then frequency of oscillation is equal to 1 by 1.38 Rc. So this is the frequency of oscillation, only depends upon resistor and capacitor values only. For unsymmetrical square wave, T1 not equal to T2, then time period is equal to 0.69 R1 C1 plus 0.69 R2 C2. So this is a simple derivation of frequency of oscillations in astable multivibrator circuit. Another important application of astable multivibrator is voltage to frequency converter. It is simply written as V to F converter. Voltage to frequency converter. Here observe the circuit, there is small change in the circuit. Here two resistors, again here R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R. These two are connected to the some arbitrary voltage source V. Then how to choose V always less than VCC. Now coming to the base waveforms. This is the VB2 waveform. When it is on 0.7, when it is off, this is the waveform. Already you know the operation of this one. Now the final value is V volts only instead of VCC. Now capacitor maximum charge to V volts only. Now initial value same as previous 1 minus VCC. Then substitute in this expression a circuit having single time constant with initial and final values. Then V naught is equal to V final plus V initial minus V final into e power minus T by RC. V tau is equal to R1 C1, V final is equal to V, V initial is equal to 1 minus VCC. Then substitute and simplify same as previous time period calculation. Frequency of oscillator T1 is equal to R1 C1 ln 1 plus VCC by V. Here neglect the junction voltages. Neglect junction voltages. Similarly, T2 is equal to R2 C2 ln 1 plus VCC by V. For symmetrical square wave, then time period is equal to 2 RC ln 1 plus VCC by V. The relation between auxiliary voltage source V and capital time period inversely proportional. Time period inversely proportional to 1 by V and directly proportional to V. So frequency of oscillation is equal to 1 by time period. Time period is equal to 2 RC ln 1 plus VCC by V. And the relation between V and F is directly proportional to relation. So that the conclusion is, if voltage changes, F also changes. Frequency of oscillator also changes. That's why the circuit also called V to F, voltage to frequency converter circuit. V to F converter circuit. Again here the procedure is, this is the circuit diagram for V to F converter. Here the small change is 2 resistors now connected to auxiliary voltage source, V voltage source. Remaining operation everything is same. The waveform also same. Only one thing is V final. Final voltage is V instead of VCC. Now it is V volts. Then we calculate V final, V initial, then substitute in that expression. Calculate T1, similarly T2, then capital time period, and relation between capital time period T and V inversely proportional. Then we come to the frequency of oscillator 1 by T. Then frequency of oscillator directly proportional to V. As V changes, frequency of oscillation changes. So this is the main application of astable multivibrator circuit, voltage to frequency converter. Whereas in monostable multivibrator circuit, voltage to time converter. Where here in astable multivibrator, capital T represents the time period, right? Whereas in monostable multivibrator, capital T indicates the pulse width or delay time. Like that, when we observe the collector waveforms, previous waveforms, its collector waveform look like a square wave. It continuously changes from 0.3 VC saturation to VCC, VCC to VC saturation. Continuously switch on after predefined time interval 0.693 into R1 C1 time interval. Continuously these two transistor conduction transferring taking place continuously without applying any triggering pulse. You must remember this one. Here there is no stable states, all are semi-stable states. Without applying any triggering pulses, the circuit itself changes the states or conduction transfer from one transistor to another transistor continuously. There is no input. Once we apply the supply, the circuit itself continuously changes based on the RC time constant in the circuit. Okay, thank you.